a feeling of really what your dominant vibration of thought is. So we attract the kinds of relationships that we believe we deserve. We may say consciously what we don't deserve, but keep in mind the universe responds to what you focus on, and your don'ts are included. So how many of you spend time thinking of what you truly deserve? Okay, so now you can open your eyes. I just wanted to make you conscious of this because you can truly reprogram it. And this is actually a process to creating your super self. It's a 4-step process. So the first thing that you want to do is, who do you want to be? You know, what's your intention, your eulogy? What do you want people to remember about you? What do you want your mark on the world to be? And then the second step is identifying your false identity and your awareness. And the third is releasing your false identity and replacing it with your truth. And then the fourth is the daily rituals and mirror talk. So you want to make sure that you are talking to yourself in the mirror. Okay, and then here is some techniques that you can do to get the law of attraction to work for you. Number one is a victory list. Like, I absolutely love to do this because it really just like takes you back into who you are and makes you focus upon all of the good things that are in your life about yourself. So I like to write down the different things that I have experienced that were good in my life and really just focus on them. Like, anytime you had a victory, you want to write it down, because the energy will create new things for you that are profound, and you'll have a certain level of self-mastery. And then number two, my favorite one, is the money list. So what I do is I'll write down every single area that I have received money from that feels good. And then the third one is the love list. So you want to write down everything that you love. And so what you feel is what you're going to attract. And then the fourth is a gratitude and appreciation. Just really getting into these lists is really what is going to create success for you. So the Powerful Woman is about subconscious and conscious healing and reprogramming, and the Divine Effect, which is a modality that uses the power of your brain and the power of God to heal these old programs. You're in your memory banks. There's something called the Gestalt principle. So when you have something traumatic that has happened, and then something else comes that's similar, your brain will actually trigger all of those negative things that have happened in your reality. So traditional therapy versus the Power of a Woman, it's different because traditional therapy is kind of like rehashing things. And with the Divine Effect, it's not rehashing it. It is really just sourcing it and healing it. It's metaphysical and very scientific. You can go on my website if you want to know more of that. It's programming for success. Also, hypnosis and meditations that you want to make sure that you do to reprogram. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to if I can get this to work. Okay, so Roxanne, do you want to add anything?
I do. I want to add a little bit on the list. I think that that making it a habit of writing those lists, writing something down every day, even if it's just 2 or 3 things that you're remembering from the day before, or from even a week before, or whatever, like just find something and write it down. It's really, really important. And then pull it back up. If you start to feel down a little bit, or even a lot of it, or if you're really in a slump, like that's when you really just pull them all up and just read them and read them and read them until you're really in that feeling space of recreating them again, you know?
Yeah, because when you're focused on whatever you focus on, it's going to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're great tools that you've created for yourself, for your future self, you know?
Right.
That helps your current self.
Yeah, so that really is the 4-step process for creating abundance in your life by tonight. It's just to sit there and journal all of these things that you are happy about. You have to get your brain back on the pattern, on the automatic pilot of truly being happy.
Well, and I think that writing them anywhere too, like even if it's not a ritual, so to speak, like that you take that idea and put them, say you're on a phone call at work, you just write something down that you're grateful about, even that person or something that they're talking about, or you can find it anywhere, you know, as long as we look.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe, do you want to talk about your experience with the Divine Effect?
Yeah. I use it all the time. A few years ago, my journey started. I was in a really unsavory place, and I knew that things had to change or I was literally going to die. Everything needed to change, you know? And starting the steps of changing my mind, changing my brain, changing the pathways, changing my perspective, and changing my filters all at the same time it's a lot of work, but it is so worth it.
Yeah.
And then when the Divine Effect came around, it made it so much faster, like instantaneous, rather than having to take 21 days to practice a new habit and do that thing. Like the Divine Effect, you don't have to do that. It just happens. The trick is you have to believe that it's going to happen. You have to know that it's going to happen and expect those changes to have taken place. And then it absolutely will. Getting down to the root of the problem is absolutely what fixes it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because it's the source. It's the source of the creation in your reality.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So in all the work that was done and the Divine Effect and using it, it's also not something that you're just going to use one time and you're going to be done with, because we're continually evolving people. We are, you know, my favorite is the layers of an onion. You know, you're always finding something new, not necessarily to fix or repair, but a new way that you want to grow. And in your new growth, there's going to be new challenges and new opportunities to become what you want to become in that growth.
Right.
So the Divine Effect is so helpful because you can clear out those challenges real quickly.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like instantaneous.
Faster. And using the tool, the 4-step process that you were talking about, is also a huge tool in that, because it keeps our minds in the right place.
Right.
And when we're in the right place, that change happens so easy. And then, you know, my life, even in the last year, has completely turned around.
Yep.
I mean, I could go into many, many details, but I'm on the best ride of my life, and it's just going up and up and up. And the people that I've met and that have come into my circle, and the business opportunities, we're working on our next, we own a business right now. We're working on our next 5, purchasing them right now. And it's just so much fun. And my daughter's flourishing, and my husband, my relationship's great. You know, it's all these great things, but it's all because of, the blessings from God, because I allowed myself to be open and use these techniques to change everything. And I changed on the inside, and then therefore my outside changed. So, I think you women are very, very blessed to have Randina so close to you and be able to have access to this, because it's huge. I cannot tell you how huge it is and how much your life will change when you just put that love into yourself and go, you know?
Yeah, it really is. It also helps you work through these programs that have been with you for so long. Two, rebalancing your brain. You're then in a place when you go through the emotional shedding that you're more happy. It's not like you are, in a negative place trying to get into a happy place. It's like you're deliberately in a happy place going into an even happier place.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is like, you hear it like, oh, if you're just happy, the other things don't matter, but it's true. And then when you're happy and the other things don't really matter, that's when all, even better things that you thought were going to make you happy start piling in. And you're like, oh, wow. So I'm happy. And these things I thought were going to make me happy are here at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it also makes it so much easier doing it together, because I know that when I was like trying to do this stuff on my own, it's very lonely, and you are in the picture, you're in the frame, so you can't really navigate clearly when you're in the emotional chaos of it. Your brain is in fight or flight response. And that's another thing, is when you get into a situation where you are triggered, you immediately go into that left brain fight or flight. You don't have access to your intuition or your creativity or any of that to help you get out of the situation and help you heal this. But when you have this, these tools and the divine effect and the guidance and the group togetherness, it makes it so much easier to just fly through it. It isn't like, okay, I'm going to teach you a lesson and then give you a tool and then you're just going to have to go do it yourself. It isn't like that at all. One of the things that I absolutely love about the divine effect is it's instantaneous. There is no backlash. There is no, hormonal thrust of chaos, because it's not only is it going to heal the root, but it is reprogramming it with such beauty and with love and with joy. And when you come out of it, you have that foundation. And so it creates just a beautiful balance in your body to be able to move forward and just really create the things that you want to create in life.
Right. Free from the getting sick for 5 days after doing a healing session. That doesn't happen with the divine effect, but the healing does happen that deep.
Yep, it does. And it's instant. It's really phenomenal. I mean, everyone who experiences it is like, what the heck? They're like clients for life. So let's see.
So what do you got for us?
Well, I wanted to see if anybody has any questions.
Or if anybody has anything that they want to work on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or if anybody wants to have guidance to maybe get to the root of something.
Anybody? If not, I've got something that I think if y'all want to, we can work on. I noticed a belief yesterday that I believe somewhere in me, and I don't know where it came from, but I believe that if I'm not organized in business and life and whatnot, that I cannot function properly.
Okay. So
my situation is, we've got this business that we're purchasing right now, and we just found out that it needs a lot more love than we thought. And there's a lot of things that just need immediate attention. And then there's the other things that need normal attention to just run a business and grow it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's become very overwhelming. And I've been taking notes from each individual employee that I talk to, and I have just kind of notes all over the place, right? And we're also in the process of, like I said, buying 5 more businesses, and I've got those things going on the other side. And it's just kind of, and then getting our daughter, we just moved, so we're kind of settled at home, but not completely. Getting our daughter into her summer program and making sure that her summer's all lined up and putting that all together. So I've just kind of got stuff everywhere. And I found myself telling my husband yesterday that if I don't have everything lined up in its perfect place, then I can't function properly, and I get overwhelmed and I don't even know what to do with all of this.
Well, first of all, that you're dealing with multi-million-dollar businesses.
Right.
So whenever there's that amount of pressure, it can move into the thing that I was getting is control. The thing that I was getting is you feel like you have to be in control of everything in order for it to flow, right? Like in the physical. So if you have to like have like all your sticky notes in its place and everything being organized and everything, because you're not trusting that the external universal God support is going to flow it for you right now in the moment, because you have all this pressure. And then there's this other part of you that knows that that's exactly how it flows and that's how it goes. But then there's also this part of you that has been conditioned into believing that you have to control everything in your physical environment in order to get the results that you're looking for, that you desire. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, even down to my husband's, who's my business partner. I like have to have his checklist and know where it is so that I can make sure that he gets his stuff done too, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
So if you feel into that, what if you don't have control? What is going to happen if there is no control, if you're not in control of your situation?
Well, I feel like because it's physical tasks that need to get completed, and that most of it, you know, between my husband and I, we do everything together. But I feel like I'm the structurer, so that if I don't keep track of all of this stuff, things are going to get forgotten and important things will get lost, and I can't have that.
Okay, well, what if they do? What if they do get lost?
Then I'm going to let people down, whether it's my employees or shareholders or myself or my husband or my daughter.
If you let them down, then what is that? What's going to happen from that?
They'll be upset with me, which means separation.
And if you have separation, then what?
Well, letting my conscious mind silence and letting my unconscious speak. If I have separation from them, I have separation from a part of my love.
Yeah, and if you don't have that, what does that mean?
It's death, literally.
Right.
Yes, death.
So your need to control everything is really trailed to a belief that if you don't control it, that you will lose. It'll be destruction.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and everything could fall through.
So
we'd all die.
Yeah, I know that it really is irrational, but it's the way that it goes. So if you want to be, I mean, there's two ways that we can do this depending on how vulnerable you want to be right now. If you want to be vulnerable, we can go to the root of it, or we can do it in a way that we'll still get the same effect, but we don't have to go deep down like that. What do you want to do?
I'm fine with being vulnerable, and I'm fine with not. I think that whatever your intuition is telling you is best for the ladies that have come to you to learn what you're capable of is really where we need to go.
Okay, so when you have this feeling of you're not in control of the situation, therefore you lose love, which ultimately means that you will demise, and feel into that, where else do you feel this? Like, where else have you felt this before?
I'm not sure.
So ask your subconscious mind to show you a time when you felt like you were out of control and you didn't have the love.
I go back to a time when I was between it was a long time, but the real time frame was probably around like 8 or 9, when my mom was out of control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And everything was falling apart because of how she was behaving, and there's nothing that I could do. And she seemed like there was nothing that she could do to hold it together, to even get out of bed, for God's sakes.
Yeah. So of course you're going to have this belief that if you're not in control, you're going to lose, right? Because you weren't in control and you lost.
Right. Right, right. There was no way I could hold it together for everybody. And, you know, as a
Do
kid.
you believe that at 7 or 8 years old that it is possible for you to hold it all together for all the other people in your life and your mother who is an adult? Do you think that your little girl self had the ability to do that?
Consciously, no, but unconsciously, yes.
Okay, and so there's a lot of self-judgment and worth stuff going on within that. So ask your subconscious mind if it's willing to see the truth, to release this.
My subconscious says no,
Okay.
but I feel like I could override it if I want to.
Well, it's not. It's just more of like getting it to agree, because it's not gonna. It doesn't want to let it go because it's keeping you safe, right?
Well, yeah, the answer is, well, that's one of the reasons of why you're here, is because we've taken control of things. But I know consciously it's not true, you know.
Right. And it is okay to take control of things. You do have to take control of things, and you do have to be organized, and you do have to make things get done. It's just the propelling, the motivation, the reason that you're doing it is out of an away from motivation, like to keep yourself from having some major catastrophe happen, rather than doing these things as I'm growing and I'm expanding and I'm becoming more, and that's why I'm doing it. So the goal is to get that to flip, because once you get that to flip, not only will you release all of that negative energy that's causing you to do these things, but it will loosen up the stuff in every area of your life, even in your relationships, because you won't be so wanting to control what he's doing, which probably is like stressful to him also. So if you go into that.
So I think I missed.
Uh-oh. I think she got kicked off. She'll jump back on here. I know this webinar is going so long. Thank you guys for those of you who are still on. I really, really appreciate it. Let me just figure out where she's at. So I'm just gonna, if you can see, even during this example, I'm really happy that she was able to open up and allow that connection to be made. This is what we do to ourselves on a day-to-day pattern. Like, we are continuously doing this, and it shows up, and then we feel bad and we feel down and we don't realize it. And that's why some days are good and some days are bad. Now, in reality, it's not like you're gonna even have to or be able to go back and clear out your entire history of things that have happened, because when you can get to the root of the one thing that's causing the discord or the dysfunction, it will untether all of those other beliefs that were created because of it. And that is due to the Gestalt principle, which, like I talked about earlier, is the chain link of memories that are together. So when you can get to one root, you can, she just said she lost connection. You can also clear it out for the rest of it, for all of the other little beliefs that are created. So when you go in and you do the internal work on yourself, on your belief, on your worthiness, on who you are as an individual, and really clean that up and come to this light space area, it becomes part of your core belief system that you're amazing. Because on the part that says, I'm not amazing, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, on the other end of that stick is the truth that you are amazing, you are deserving, you are worthy. So you can't have one without the other. And in the laws of creation, the laws of the universe, if you have a desire, it's right there with you. It's just that you're not aligned with it yet, so you cannot have it, you can't experience it. It doesn't come to flow to you. So you have to get yourself in alignment so that the things that you desire can come back to you. Oh, there she is.
Sorry about that. I just totally lost everybody.
Okay. There's probably a reason.
Yeah.
There usually always is.
Right.
Okay, so back to what we were talking about, going back to that little girl part of yourself. If you could talk to her and just really just get in there and feel like, can you do it without closing your eyes, or do you need to close your eyes?
Right. Well, what I'm hearing from her right now is that she's mad because on a soul level, on a spiritual level, she should be able to fix it all.
Yes, but does she understand that she's in a body?
She's mad about those limitations.
Okay, well, can you ask her, what if she is going to be able to fix it all, and she is going to be able to heal it all, and she is going to be able to enjoy this life experience, that this life is just one life in the whole chain of her soul's existence?
Well, then that's fine. But this time it still hurts, when it's
Yeah, of course it hurts. However, do you want to have this mode of control where she is scared and controlling your actions and your reality?
No, because it's limiting.
It's very limiting. So can you ask her if she can understand that being like that, she's creating more of the things she doesn't want?
Yeah, she's fine with letting it go.
Okay. So then ask the God of your heart, or angels, or the light, to flow through you and her, and just feeling the love, compassion, and forgiveness for her and for you and for your mother. And just allowing that to take over, and then explaining to her that if she releases control, then God can come in and do his work. Then the goddess can come in and do her work. And that the universe can bring to you that which you desire. I think there's a delay. I'm not sure if I'm delayed or if she's delayed. It's funny. We go through the whole thing, and then this part, it's the energy movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it is. It's my video currently. Can you hear my voice normal then?
Yeah, it like comes in and out. But mine's doing the same thing, so I'm not sure if it's happening for them also. Like if that's what they're hearing. Anyway, so
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Okay, so where are you at now? How does it feel?
So much better. My stomach doesn't hurt anymore. It's been hurting for like 3 days.
That's funny. Okay, so now future pace, right? Go into like a future experience of your sticky notes, and like knowing that it's good. It's good that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, that the universe is helping you and supporting you.
Yeah. Well, everything will all get done.
That's awesome.
And God, if I got half of my list, more of my list, it'll get done much better.
Yeah. And just trusting, allowing that, because even if you think about from then until now, just like you said, it is you're creating, like it is where you want it to be, it is what you want it to do, and it will get there faster if you can release these little hang-ups like you're doing. That's because it's the ultimate design for you to experience what you set your heart to.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you see? Oh, there it goes. Can you see my screen again?
Yeah, your screen's fine.
Is it on the screen share?
No. Sorry, y'all. We're apparently working out some kinks here.
Yeah. Okay, there. You're still frozen in your eye closed position.
I know, right? Because I'm still working over elsewhere.
Yeah, in another dimension.
Stay there for a while. It's fine.
It's fine. So, I mean, anyways, everybody, you can see that it doesn't have to be some crazy healing that you have to go through, or, I mean, this stuff, if you can do this for yourself, just trailing it back to the root of what it really means and getting your brain to see different and then reprogramming it with something different. And then you just magically start creating and flowing through life. It really is a beautiful thing. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the screen share, and I was hoping that the email that was for the panelists didn't get sent out this morning for whatever reason, so that's why not everybody is on here. I had to change the date of the webinar, and apparently they did not get the meeting. So what I'm going to do for you guys who decided that, or who chose to have personal attention, I'm going to hold a separate webinar for you, and we're all just going to work together on the webinar so that we can kind of move through this stuff, because I know that it really isn't fair that I don't know why the email didn't go out. It's kind of annoying, but that's just how it goes. It must mean that there is something for us to do together later. So I'm going to go through and tell you what the offering is for you to be able to take this information that you've learned even further and make it a lasting transformation. You can choose to use the tools that I've given you already today and go on your own, or you can join us together in a group expansion and growth, which would be ideal. So let me just share with you what that is. Okay, so this is the last slide that we were on. And so the program is a 3-phase program. It's 6 weeks. And I wasn't going to offer a program with this webinar, but then I figured that all the information that I was giving you, it really wouldn't be fair to me or to anybody, wouldn't be fair to you is what I meant to say. If I just was like, hey, here's all this information and now I'm not going to do anything with it. It wouldn't really go through, like, in fairness. So the phase 1 is the discovery of the root false identity and healing it and reprogramming it entirely. And my clients who have gone through this program, it eliminates the need for them to constantly be seeking for external healing. They are, when you have a core solid foundation of who you are and yourself, you know how to move through that stuff. And this stuff doesn't even show up anymore. Like when you have reprogrammed your consciousness and reprogrammed this part of you, this false identity, you are not the same person. You are your super self. You are in love with who you are. I would not be able to get on stage and talk to hundreds and hundreds of people if I had not done this before, because not only ancestrally was I terrified, but I also was terrified of being seen and outcasted from my experience as a child. So you being able to use this really helped me shine my light. And it also helps me to help my clients shine their light. Like I said before, a lot of entrepreneurs who are in the world to make major transformation have a lot of false identity stuff that they have to work through so that they can be seen and be heard and get their message out to their people. So it's really, really important that you align and embody your higher self permanently. And also to get back in tune with your creative energy, that feminine energy of creation, the right brain, the intuition that was conditioned out of us that we are getting back into. It eliminates the, is this my intuition or is this my fear question? Like you will automatically just be that. Also, you're going to learn the laws of the universe and how to use your emotions to create literally anything you want. Learn how to get your body in shape at quantum speeds. it really is a beautiful program. I have a few of my clients that have gone through it. They had monetary goals, and one of their monetary goals was to make at least $20,000 a month. And so that's what they worked on. They used money to work on their worthiness issues, and they are both skyrocketing. You know, I think the last I heard, when she checked in with me last month, was she had a $35,000 month, and she doesn't really do any advertising either. So it really is just amazing when you get to the root of the stuff. And then phase 2 is celebrating you and the creation of the physical, creation of the whole planet, creation of the physical and creation of the whole planet. So you really are in harmony with the laws of the universe and your own self and the lives of everybody. And it's just like synchronicities happen and things move forward for you, and everything just unfolds as beautifully as it possibly could. And you learn the lessons without having to experience the painful situations. So there's 3 different phases of life. There is the level of awareness, the level of awakening. The first one is having to experience the painful experiences over and over and over until you learn the lesson. The second level is learning the lesson and sometimes still choosing to engage in the experience, but knowing the difference. And the third one is knowing the lesson and seeing the experience and choosing to go the other way and not have to experience it. And that really is the goal, to get to the third level, so that you can say, okay, I'm choosing to go into this or I'm not. And sometimes I'll be like upset about something, and I'll hear a voice and it'll say, you know, Randina, you can choose to be upset about this, or you can choose to not and go this way. And sometimes I'll choose to be upset about it because part of my human self still wants to be in the drama of some certain things. It just depends on how much control I have over my emotions. But most of the time I'm like, I'm choosing to not, and I go this way, and then it works out beautifully. Also, the connection to the universe is just amazing. You will get a virtual workout program to move through the energy fast. It really is a phenomenal at-home workout program that you'll get. And also powerful visualization techniques for reprogramming. So we'll get on the phone with each other once or twice a week and be in a group setting together and really just move through this stuff, kind of like what we're doing here together, and just making the strides in life that we are here to make. And then phase 3 is embracing the new you, engaging your tribe, elevating, enjoying your new body and your life, and celebrating. So this is really a big part of it, because you will be a completely different person after, the 4th week of this program. It doesn't have to take very long. It happens quickly. And you just become this beautiful person, and you're able to experience, and you have so many opportunities, not only for business and health and friendship, but also in relationships, and everything just flows beautifully. So that will be phase 3. If you can imagine how different your life will be when you're free of your insecurities, and how different your decisions will be when you're not making a decision based on that. A lot of times we'll do things to appease other people at the sacrifice of ourselves, because we need that external validation subconsciously. And having to live life without doing that is just freedom. What would you accomplish if you knew you couldn't fail? And, what will you say at the end of your life, knowing that you made the jump and you flew? Because when you have a core solid foundation of who you are, and you have no more insecurities, and you're fully in love with yourself, that you're eating the right foods because you want your body to live a really long time, you're not engaging in the emotional toxicity of chaos because you want to be more peaceful. It really does just create a beautiful life experience. And then you can make the impact in the world that you came here to make. It's a life of freedom, of being the woman that you were born to be. So imagine what you would feel like to love yourself from the inside out and feel confidently beautiful in your own skin, like the love, exercise that we did at the beginning of this. Imagine having that for yourself all the time. It really is amazing, and it really is possible. And the impact that you'll have in the world around you. Everybody in your life is affected. When you're happy, everybody's happy. So, imagine what you'll attract with your new sense of self. Just the freedom, the liberation, the kind of woman you'll be, living in your true core confidence, and feel how it would feel to be empowered every morning and ready to rock the planet. Because when you are solid in your worth and your knowing, this is how you live life. So other women who've joined this revolution, this rapid body and mind transformations results in rapid life transformation for them. They have enhanced quality of lives. I have several clients who have manifested their dream soulmate relationships, dream jobs and opportunities. They all have more money and abundance and happiness from within, and they are in line with their soul and their purpose and their passion for life. So this is one of the amazing benefits. The program includes a one-on-one personal transformation breakthrough session because I want to keep this group small so that I can give you at least 30 to 45 minutes of my time to help you get through this. 6 live group calls and breakthrough sessions and 2 bonus Q&A calls. You'll get recordings of all the calls and PDFs of all the workout, the quantum leaping process. You will get the meditations and hypnosises that come with this. The group forum for the Power of a Woman Elite members and Soul Sister Connections. And also you will get the bonus on the quantum healing, which is the divine effect. And I'm going to add a week, which will be the money week. So you'll know how to boost your abundance factor at the very end and learn how to become a magnet to money to get it to flow in your life so that it becomes part of your normal. You know, it's like the new normal. So the total package value is $49.97, but the price for you being on this webinar is $697, and it's for 6 weeks of rapid transformation and support. And I am keeping it small. I don't even know if I'm going to do 40. I might only do like 15 or 20. It just depends on how I feel as we go. And you can go to, let me get the website link so that you can go to it. Let's just stop this share. So that is, if you want, just copy and paste that because I don't think that it's gonna to work. But I'll take you there and show it to you. Let me go back to the screen share so that you can see. Okay, so this is the page you can see. The price is really $9.97 for others. This is your special link. So if you want to join us, it's $6.97. You can do a 2-payment plan, or if you need more than that, you can just email me and then I will see what I can do to get you on with us to join it. Like if you need a 3-payment plan, you can email me. And so this is it. This is the discovery of everything. And I'm so grateful and thankful that you all have stayed on with me through this time and that you allowed me to occupy your space. And I'm very grateful to all of you. And I send you a lot of love. If you have any questions, you can just email me. And I look forward to hearing from you